Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to continue our NFL predictions with the New York Giants. And the Giants basically were one of the most surprising teams in the NFL. Despite some of their limited abilities on offense, this team came rallied together. And you can also thank that from their new head coach, Brian Daboll. He had the team thinking winning football again. Something that Ben McAdoo, Pat Shermer, or Joe Judge didn't even have. They basically was coaching for those guys were basically coaching for the check. Daboll was coaching for the W's, and it showed for the New York Giants. They realized they had some nice young pieces on their team that they could build around, and who knows, the Giants can possibly make that leap and go further than what they did last year. And looking at their schedule, they only went 9-7-1, but at times their record look better. You know what? Let me not say that. But they started off their season very strong, starting off 6-1, 6-2 before the bye, only losing to the Cowboys on Monday night and the Seahawks on the road. After their win against the Texans, things started to fall apart for them a bit, and it's mostly because of their injuries. They lost to Detroit, and that was when Wan'Dale Robinson tore his ACL. Lost to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving again. Then they lost to the Commanders. Now they ain't lose to the Commanders. They tied the Commanders before getting destroyed by the Philadelphia Eagles. That will be a recurring theme this year. But they did bounce back. Got a win against the Commanders, which was Daniel Jones's first ever primetime victory for him. Lost on a last-second long field goal to the Vikings, destroying the Colts, which got them in the postseason, and losing to the Eagles because they rested their starters. They kept it close though. And in the postseason, they got a win over the Minnesota Vikings, and they got destroyed by the Eagles in the division round. And looking at some highlights for the New York Giants, they had quite a bit this year. For one, Saquon Barkley, he had a rebirth season. Had 1,000 yards rushing for the first time since 2019. He became that running back, and now healthy Barkley, he became the main focus point on the offense again. Then they avenged the Vikings in that playoff game. A couple of weeks earlier, they lost on a last-second 61-yarder field goal. The next week, in the postseason, they came in and basically dominated the Vikings on offense because the Vikings defense was equivalent to a 76-year-old security guard. But all of their highlights is attributed to one man, Brian Daboll. He won Coach of the Year, basically turning around the Giants pretty quickly and now have the team thinking we can go deeper. There is now optimism in the Big Apple, at least for the Giants. And for some lowlights, they just couldn't beat the Cowboys. No matter how hard this team tries, they just can't do it. Now they might be able to do it next year, but for now, that's just that's gonna be pretty much their number one goal into heading into next year. As in with the Eagles, but the Eagles they got outscored badly. If I put it all together, it would be like Eagles might have had 100 points against them this year. And Kenny Golladay hogging up roster space, the most useless wide receiver, and he got paid all that money to be that useless. Have us all wishing that we were Kenny Golladay making the money he was making, hogging up a roster spot. No surprise that they released him, though. Now to their acquisitions, and the biggest one they had was Darren Waller, whom they acquired from the Las Vegas Raiders. They also added Paris Campbell from the Colts, Jamison Crowder. I forgot where he came from. I think he played from Buffalo. Bobby Okereke from the Colts, and Amani Omari from Detroit. They did lose Nick Gates to a division rival, center John Feliciano, and they lost Julian Love, a safety who used to play for Notre Dame. In the draft, they added Deontay Banks, a corner from Maryland. A pick that I really enjoyed given that the other wide receivers they have to face in the division, Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, and AJ Brown, among many, many others. That Deontay Banks pick makes a whole lot of sense. And to help out their wide receiving core, they added Jalen Hyatt in the third round from Tennessee, a guy who many could saw going in the first round, maybe the second, but he fell to them in the third round. Impressive. And the rest of their picks, there's not much to them, but can the Giants repeat their success? Let's take a look. Okay, New York Giants, let's take a look at your schedule. And to start off your season, I feel like this happens almost every year, but it's not as common as you think. The Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night. Luckily, this time it's at New York, so there's a home advantage. But however, one of the best teams to play on the road is the Dallas Cowboys. And one thing I've learned about the Cowboys is they struggle on opening day unless they're playing the New York Giants. So, with that being said, I am going to pick the Dallas Cowboys to win week one. Luckily, the next week, the Giants got the Cardinals week 2. So that means I'm definitely picking the Giants to win there. But after this, their schedule gets pretty tough. Because they got to go on the road. Well, they probably going to stay out west that week to take on the 49ers. And the Niners are one of the best teams in the league. I got them losing to them. Followed by the Seattle Seahawks. I got them losing at home to the Seahawks. I think Seattle's just a little better than the Giants. Then week 5 against the Dolphins. This one I have gone back and forth. And I do think the Giants are going to surprise people and get a win here on the road against the Dolphins. Yeah, I know. It's going to be one of those weird games. But week 6 Sunday night against the Bills, I do have the Bills winning that game. And week 7 against the Washington Commanders, I got them winning again. Then week 8, the Battle of MetLife. Jets won the last 2. Jets will win this one. I got the Jets winning week 8. And then week 9 and 10, I got the 2 wins on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders and the Dallas Cowboys. I do think they're going to split with the Cowboys this year. Followed by week 11 against the Washington Commanders. I got the Commanders winning. And week 12, New England Patriots. Eli Manning will not help you out with this game. I got the New England Patriots winning on the road. And as for the rest of their schedule, I got them a Monday night home loss to the Green Bay Packers. Then week 15, it was a toss up between them and New Orleans. I got the New Orleans Saints winning. Then week 16, 17, 18. Giants season, they probably might be out of the playoffs this point. So I got them losing to the Eagles on Christmas Day. I got the Rams coming on the road, getting a win against the New York Giants. But I do have the Giants winning this particular game. You know what? Scratch that. I got the Eagles sweeping them, which puts their record at 5-12. I believe that they're one season of wonder. I think they're just a one season wonder. Who knows if Saquon plays this year? But for the Giants, I think they're more going to be victim of a more difficult schedule this year than last year. It happens. So let me know in the comments below what you think the Giants are going to have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.